I'm trying to get this thing together, right? But do y'all remember? It was the Flintstones when the Flintstones did way back. We go way back. I can't remember the. I can't remember the. Sometimes I can actually remember all of the sound and everything, but like I can't remember it right now for some reason. What's going on? What's happening? Okay. So we are trying to go live once again. We trying things out, you know what I'm saying? So we going live once again on two sites. What am I looking for? I'm looking for something. I want to put something on my head because my hair is out of whack right now. I took it down on live yesterday. Was it yesterday or the day before? The days are going. Oh, I took it down on Sunday because that was the snow. It was snowing outside, and I didn't want to go anywhere. So I was like, let me take my hair down, and let it breathe a little bit. But like, I ain't really. I guess I am letting it breathe because it's not twisted or braided or anything like that. But you know, I done pulled it back in like two buns. Pulled it back into two buns. Let me check one or two things. I want to put on some music. Let me hold you tight, if only for one night. Let me keep you near to ease away your fears. I'll be at your side, if only for one night. I won't tell it. You know what? I ain't supposed to be singing other people's music on the live because then they copyright it and stuff like that and they be acting up. Okay, now let me go to. I'm gonna have 15 devices going on at one time, and this is the reason why my stuff keep going in and out. But you gotta do it sometime because I want to check and make sure that everything is right all over the internets and the interwebs and stuff like that. Let's see. Let us see what's going on here. We are looking for Cause last time I checked to make sure that I was on the live, right? And I was on the wrong site on YouTube cause I have like 4 channels, and so I was signed into the wrong one. I was live, but that one actually pops off more than, and I might have done it again. Where am I live at? I might have done it again. I'm in the wrong. Am I in the wrong place? And like when I'm watching, I can't see what. See, Robert Anton. It's our Anton is live, and I was meant to go to live on Robert Anton NYC. I keep doing that. I think because I be signed into. I think it's because I be signed in to my It's Our Anton channel on my laptop. No, on my iPad. Then I'll be signed into my main channel on my new laptop. And I'd be signed into my vlog channel on my phone. Because I be posting quite regularly. Hey, what's going on? How you doing? Come on in, thumb it up. I appreciate you hanging out with me for a few seconds. We're thinking about doing some karaoke, but at the moment I got some Robert Anton original music in the background. I'm a singer, songwriter, actor, author, poet. Do kind of comedy videos and crazy stuff and parodies here on YouTube and TikTok. And I've been posting like crazy on TikTok because they got sold and stuff like that. Hey, what's going on? How you doing? They got sold, right? So they are taking over the last few days and just messing everything up. But I suppose they have to mess up everything in order to put it all back together, figure out how it works, and then try to make it, be what they want it to be. And I was salty that first day because I woke up early in the morning and there's this whole trend that's been going on, and it's like doing making jingles, original jingles for brands and stuff like that. And one girl actually did it. I don't know if she's the very first one to do it, but she did one for Pepsi. and they ended up making a commercial out of it. And suppose she got paid. People are saying she got paid $2 million. I don't know. She's saying she didn't get that kind of money. So I don't know what's going on. But everybody's been making these jingles and coming up, and I'm a singer songwriter, so I was like, oh, I could make some jingles or whatever. So I made one for Oreos, and I made another one for Selsun Blue. I be trying to look around the house and see stuff that I actually like, products that I actually enjoy that I can stand behind. And so Selsun Blue I love so much because I remember when I was in my 20s, 30 years ago, I was in my 20s, and I used to sometimes have some, and including that, what was that stuff that was especially for dandruff? I can't remember what it was. But anyway, so I tried everything, including that. Did not work. So I don't know if someone suggested Selsun Blue or if I saw like a commercial or something like that. But I had tried it out, and literally I noticed the difference like the first time that I tried it out. But I kept trying to, you kept doing it, using it, and I never had dry scalp again. Never. So I've been using it for like 30 years now. Yeah, so that's a product you can stand behind. If there's somebody says, oh, how would you represent this product? I can tell my story. That's how I represent it. And then I did Oreos because that's the first thing that came to mind, right? I like to write a lot of different kind of material, like kind of music, but I always am like enchanted and mystified by these anthem calls. And if you don't know what an anthem call is, I might have to cut this off in order to remember one. If you don't know what an anthem call is, it's something like, what is it? Shut up and dance. No, that's not the song. But it's something where usually like in the middle of the song they're like, oh, 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 oh. There's a new song like that right now, newer song like that. And I can never think of people's names and stuff like that when I'm trying to catch it. And I haven't listened to it that often. But it's by a newer guy. It's not Louis Capaldi. Okay, I can't remember. Okay, I can't remember the name right now. But anyway, so this one is like an anthem call. And I was on the way to a party. I play cards. So we want to play spades. And I was on the way to the party, and I was catching the bus up because it puts me off right in front of the street that I need to go up to. So while I was there, while I was sitting there, I came up with this idea, and I sang it into my phone. And then like I was thinking through it, and I came up with the ending, and I sang it into my phone. So the next day, I literally woke up thinking about making this jingle. So I got up, I went through it a few times, sang through it a few times, I did it. And I did pretty good. I did some background, so I get this one point where it's like the background goes, whoo! And I really like it. So I post up this video, and it sits at 0. No, it wasn't even 0. It was processing. And I'm like, what's going on? But sometimes when a video is processing, I think, well, maybe a human is actually taking a look at it. So I'm fine with that, because I feel like if a human sees it, they're going to be like, oh, this is pretty good, we should promote this or whatever. Or yeah, this is catchy. It was processing for 24 hours. And I posted up another video that day. It was processing, and it finally went live like maybe 20 or 30 minutes later. But this video, I ended up having to pull it down. The video I was so excited to make and to put up and all that different stuff with this little Selsun Blue commercial jingle. So I pulled it down, and I saw that my stories were going live. So I put it on my story. And after you put it on your stories, once it goes off, I be thinking of workarounds for anything, for everything I can find. Once it goes off of your story after 24 hours, then you can post it to your page. So I figured that I was going to do that. And I did. When they say and did. But by then, I think they kind of fixed things, and so it wasn't doing what it was doing. But like a lot of people are talking about, their stuff is like sitting at 0. It's saying that it's not processing. Some of them, the counts actually say 0, but they've got a few comments, and people are saying they're seeing it and stuff like that. But it's not, the numbers aren't changing. So it's all kind of crazy stuff going on. And you just got to ride it out. You got to ride it out, because I'm going to keep making content. I literally Should I tell this? I don't know. Y'all want a secret? Y'all want a secret? Y'all sticking around? Y'all want a secret? So I do not like to smoke because I'm a singer. I never have. It comes from a whole story when I was like 11. My mom caught me taking cigarettes out of her purse and ended up sitting me down for us to smoke together. And we had a conversation. And I decided from then on I didn't like smoking. I just tried to get away with something, show my friends and stuff like that. So I don't like to smoke, and I'm a singer, so I'm like, okay, I'm not going to be smoking. But I have nothing against the marriage of I think the marriage of Mary Jane. I have nothing against it, and I do like it sometimes. So I end up buying these gummies, and so last night I had a gummy because I slept during the day. I think I went to sleep, and I was going to sleep. I went to sleep around 6:30. I was going to sleep for like half an hour and get up. I slept till like 9:30. So I knew I wasn't going to be able to go back to sleep early. So I ended up saying, okay, I'm going to eat dinner and, hang out for a little bit. Then I'll do whatever I got to do. Then I'll take a little gummy. That way, like in 2 or 3 hours, I'll be ready to knock out, which is what I did. But instead of knocking out, I was laying in the bed singing, laughing, talking. I was giggling. I was making up stories. I ended up going to get my recorder. I got a little, I don't know, let me take it off the little, I guess on the charger now. I got a little recorder, digital recorder, and usually when I have ideas, I sing them into the recorder. Hey, Ken, what's going on? So I went to go get the phone, the recorder, and I was singing into that. After a while, it was burnt out. Like it did not want to do nothing else. So I went and got my second phone, and I'm on my main phone now, but I also have a second phone, which is my old phone that I use for some things. I use it as an alarm, to tell the time, blah, blah, blah. So I went to go get that, and I was singing stuff into that, and I was like, it was on the bed, and then I was like, okay, I'm not gonna get to bed if I keep doing this. So I put it on like a little dresser, so I have to get up and get it if necessary. I kept getting up because I kept getting ideas. I got all these ideas for like videos. I got an idea for a series along with the the theme song. So, and very, very short little theme song because it's for, social media, for YouTube Shorts and for TikTok. So it's a very short little thing. And I'm trying to, and I kept thinking like, I'm gonna give you a little bit of, a little taste of it is. It's twins. So I would play both twins. One's a singer, one's a songwriter. So I'm gonna split myself kind of, and they live together and they work together and they he's writing songs to try to help him be famous and but he's written for a lot of other artists and the songs have been popular or whatever. So he's had some chart history and he's writing for his brother now who is a really good singer or whatever, but like his brother doesn't want to sing a lot of the stuff the way that he is writing it. So he's changing stuff, and then so that's the conflict. So again, I came up with not only a little theme song, but also kind of a little tag afterwards on the theme song. And I kind of know the format that I want to do the episodes. I would start out with last week on da da da, sing the theme song, and play a little bit of whatever's incendiary stuff that's going on the last week, and then I would do the theme song again. Now enjoy, blah, blah, blah. I go right into this week's episode. And they'd be like a minute and a half long, maybe a little longer, but to start out, I try to keep them like a minute and a half, including the intro. And, each time I'd be able to play, whatever. And I was like, it was such a good idea. So I kept singing stuff. I kept finding little things. I would say, oh, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. Oh, So, and this is the kind of stuff. Me and my other creative friends, we always talk about the middle of the night or early in the morning is the best time for inspiration. Like, writers, we get up a lot of times, people who are are writing constantly, they're working on, let's say, their first novel or something like that, they don't usually write in the late end of the day. They don't usually write before they go to bed. They write early in the morning. And that's because we believe, a lot of us believe, that that's when the spirits are moving. That's when inspiration is just waiting to be, pulled. And there is no doubt that I have woken up so many times dreaming about something, even a song, and I'm like, what? So I'll start singing it and stuff like that because I'm thinking maybe it's a song that I know or a song that I've heard before, and it's brand new. It's nothing that it's an inspiration for a song, but I done sung the whole song like at a club or in the studio or something like that in my dream, but it's like an original song and it's like crazy. But so like when I sometimes, not all the time, but now and then when I do the gummies, I'll be laying in bed and I'll be thinking about stuff and I'll be laughing so I'll get like little funny inspirations for things, and I'll just put them into my and I'll listen. I swear the first time I did this, I literally just ended up I was getting up so often to do things that I ended up just cutting on my recorder and just like going to sleep. But the whole night I was talking. I was talking. So the next day I woke up, I had until the recorder cut off on me, I had like 90, 100 minutes of recording time. And I was listening to it, and there was all these little snippets of stuff. And I started saying, like, if there was something like kind of new, a new inspiration or something that was an idea, after I would say it or sing it or whatever, I'd be like, I forgot what I said. I mean, it was something like tape it or like, whatever. I don't remember what it was, but anyway. And I used a few of those on social media. They didn't blow up or anything like that, but they did pretty good. They were funny. Um, yeah. So, as you can see at the moment, I'm really excited about this because this little series, it's always good when you find something new and fresh and something that you haven't seen necessarily before, and you want to start, working on it and seeing how well you can make it happen. So I'm looking forward to starting that. But in the meantime, I had an idea for some little things, and I had to go to the dentist today to get like a regular checkup or whatever. And I'm lucky I didn't have any cavities or anything like that. Then we scheduled a cleaning for. I need to write it down too. While I'm thinking about it, we scheduled a cleaning for February at 9 a.m. I'm not a morning person, but I was like, you know what? If I'll be your first person that day, then okay, 9 a.m. is good. Write that down so I remember it. My little weekly minder. Yeah, so I had to go to the dentist. I got my little checkup and everything. I, played my numbers and stuff like that because I played the lottery and all that. And then I came home and I was like, okay, so now I got to, make these videos. And it's so crazy that I'm making videos everywhere all the time. I was in the dentist's office in the waiting room making a video because something happened and I wanted to get it down right then. I didn't want to forget any of the details. I am good, Osman. How's it going? I am wonderful, happy, warm. I actually have the window open because it's been so hot in here. I mean, oppressively hot because I have the steam heat, that old fashioned steam heat. And baby, it's been kicking. So you have to open the windows and stuff and then remember to close it before it gets too cold. So it's kind of chill right now. Maybe I should close it for a little while. What's it going with you this 2026? So I said I was going to come in here and sit for just a few minutes and do a little live or whatever. I'm on live in TikTok and in YouTube on itsranton. I don't know if I'm going to go onto Robert Anton NYC on YouTube tonight. Maybe I'll just do it tomorrow or the day after whenever I feel like it. But last time I did a live on YouTube, I picked up a few clips, and so I'm posting those, and I'm gonna start doing some karaoke or whatever soon when I go live, so that I have little karaoke clips that I can put up on my channel and stuff like that. What's going on? Everything blessed. That's good to hear, brother. Yes, it's always good to hear. Keep it up. Keep it positive. A lot is going on, but we're used to that. I think, oh, okay, we're used to that. We're used to a lot of happening. I took down my hair on Sunday. I did that online. I was online for about 2 hours, taking down my hair, taking down my twist, and I would put it right back up the next day. But I've had it twisted for about 2 or 3 months. So I said, let me just let it chill, relax, and let it, just be be untethered and unbothered for a few days before I back up. Cause I ain't really got no I don't have gigs coming up for a few weeks. And so I don't really have nothing I got to do, nowhere I got to be, nowhere I got to be looking good for. So I'm thinking tomorrow I'm gonna go and get like a lineup, maybe get them to do my beard or whatever, be looking good for the weekend. And I ain't doing nothing much for the weekend, but I am gonna probably go play cards with some friends, and then Monday I'm going to go play cards with some other friends. You know what I'm saying? Go play some spades, go play some bit whist, go whip some tail to bed. It's like 1 a.m. in the UK. Okay, UK, what's 1 a.m.? Good night. Thanks for dropping by. I appreciate it. Yes, it's night here too, but I'll be up for another few hours. I'm tired, but it's only like 8 something. So I need to stay up at least until 11 because if I don't, I'll be up at like 4 in the morning. So I usually sleep around 6 to 7 hours, and then I get me a little siesta in the middle of the day for a few hours. I try to sleep for like 20 minutes, 30 minutes, but a lot of times, I ended up sleeping for quite a while. So I've been posting a bunch of videos. I've been starting to post a bunch of videos, and I just have so many. I have like 2 or 3 to edit. Um, I have my new idea that I got last night, and I actually shot 4 or 5 videos behind this new idea that I got last night while I was on the gummies. Um, and I wanted to shoot them, and they're really like I think they're out of the box. I haven't seen anybody do anything like it. So with over the next few days, I think Friday, I want to do it Friday and Monday on all of my sites. So the first one will probably be like Thursday night. I'll put it up, and then I'll put up the follow up on Monday. So it's a 2 part like series kind of thing. And I'm really excited about it. I hope people are gonna like it or understand it, interact with it, because it's just stupid. It's just stupid, and it's something that you can use over and over and over as new things come up, and as new things happen. I am always trying to look for nowadays, because I used to have I still have it, but like I haven't been doing my So You Want to Be a Singer series, but that's like the main thing that I guess I was known for on YouTube back in the day, 2007, 8, 9. And my So You Want to Be a Singer series, I have like 100 videos in the segments in the series, and I'm just talking about, I'm a professional singer, so I'm trying to help other people, see if they want to become professional singers and tell them how to go about it. Whether you're trying to get into theater, whether you're trying to get into like singing background, whether you be independent artist, or whether you're looking to get signed by a label, all of those things can coexist. Because a lot of times you're always indie until you do get signed. You have to keep working and keep working and keep working before somebody notices you. Like Lizzo said, she was touring for like 3 years or something like that before she got signed. Lady Gaga talks about how she toured for a year with her "Let's Dance," her first song, and like nobody was paying it too much attention, and then boom, she got signed, and it became her first big hit. I think she got a Grammy for it too. Was it "Let's Dance"? No, it was Poker Face. Was it "Let's Dance"? Gonna be okay. Da, da, I think it was "Let's Dance." Okay. Correct me if I'm wrong if you're in the chat. Correct me if I'm wrong. But I think it's "Let's Dance." But anyway, so I'm always looking for a series, something that will keep generating ideas. Even though I have no lack of ideas, just by living life, by reading, by walking around. Something happened in the dentist's office, just all kinds of stuff be happening, right? I never have any lack of ideas, and I be giving away ideas to some of my mutuals here on TikTok. If I see them doing something, and I'm like, oh, you should make, or oh, you should do so and so and so because So I be giving away ideas, and at least three people, their biggest video are ideas that I gave them, that I suggested that they do, and they ended up doing it. Um, but like I think of things like equals three that used to be on YouTube, Ray William Johnson, and it was something that every time things came up, new stuff was coming up, it was from other people's content that he was curating and commenting on. I'm always looking for something like that that I can do in like the musical genre or the comedy genre, or if possible the mix musical and comedy, uh, and I'll find some stuff sometimes. Not everything really resonates. Not everything has popped off, but they've kept me interested and engaged and active here on social media. Like I tell people, I don't think I've ever burnt out. I've had times where I'm just like I don't really feel like making anything, and usually I have like 5 or 6 videos made already. So days that I don't feel like making a video, a lot of times I have something made already. Or now you can just do a cap cut, put your photo in, and boom, boom, boom. I'm talking about like when you don't feel like making videos. Sometimes you can just do a cap cut, put your photo in, and it makes a video for you, like you dancing or something like that. One of my biggest videos, well, not biggest, but um, one of my videos, because usually my videos here on uh, uh, YouTube Shorts get about like 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 views, right? This video got like 7,000 and something. And it's just me doing a Michael Jackson dance, but the whole thing is AI. So I put in the photo, it dum 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 did everything, and it's got them side by me and Michael Jackson side by side doing the dance. And I didn't have to do anything for that. All I had to do was boom boom, open up cap cut, boom, boom, put it in. And I save things like that because there are those times where you're like, or even like when I know I want to post up a certain video, but I want to do something early in the morning, or I get up early or something early in the day, and I just want to post something like kind of boom, 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 like just to do something, just for people are kind of checking out what's going on, checking out the page or whatever, and then drop, something that I'm like really passionate about, right afterwards, or like a few hours, 5, 6 hours later. Um, I'm not one to like drop a video, then 10 minutes, then 20 minutes, then 30. I've seen that a lot, and it works for some people, but I don't like that because I don't think it gives um, your videos enough time to breathe and really get, traction. Literally on my Robert Anton Vlogs channel, I'll post a video and I'll look back maybe an hour or two later, and it's got like 4 or 5 views. And I'm like, why is it not doing so well? And I be feeling like pulling it. But I usually say, give it 8 hours. And literally, if I check back 8 hours later or the next day, it'll have 600, 1,000, sometimes 2,000, sometimes 3,000 views. So it takes a while. The videos on this channel, well, on my YouTube page, It's R Anton, that went viral lately. Back in June, I had maybe 4 videos go viral. The first one that went viral was literally up for maybe 2 weeks and had maybe 5, 6, 7,000 views, and then boom, it took off. For whatever reason, it just took and it got like 170,000. And then the next video I posted, I kind of riffed on that video while it was going. I put up another video that was kind of like along the same lines. And then I put up another video that was a dance video. Then I put up another video remixing the first video. And all of those got over 100,000 views. And like that, like no time, 8 hours, 10 hours. So you never know. You just have to be posting the content. As they say, post the content, post the content. You do not know if it's going to resonate on any page. And I generally post it. I don't post everything on every site because I have 4 sites. I have YouTube, I have TikTok, I have Instagram, I have Facebook. Right now, those are the 4. There are other sites that people, oh, you should get on. Oh, you should get on. I'm like, I'm handling 4 right now. That's enough. That's enough. If there's something new that's really popping off, then I might join it. But right now I'm good. I've been planning on joining Substack for like 4 months or something like that, and I haven't joined yet. Cause I'm just I think I'm saturated for the moment, you know? But I do try to post videos that I feel like will resonate with a lot of different types of people. I post them on all of my sites because it might get 200 on TikTok and get 3,000 on YouTube Shorts and get 500 on Instagram and get 1,000 or two on Facebook. But those seem like not so many numbers, but when you add them up, it's 6,000 people who have watched your video. That's a lot of people. For an indie artist, for an indie creator, that is a lot of people. And if people are enjoying your work, then they have a tendency to, even if they don't follow, to check back to see what's going on. And then if they really, liking what you're doing and liking your personality and liking your content, then they eventually follow. Be like, oh, I've been watching you for a while. I'm so glad I followed you. You're so much fun and you're so uplifting. You're so positive. Blah, blah, blah. Why are you always smiling like that? I was like, because I'm happy. I'm blessed. I have so much to be happy for. So much to be happy for. And I'm just thankful for life and health. Being able to get up and do what I love to do, getting up to perform, and just getting paid for it. Could you imagine for the rest of your life if you could do something? And this is what I think a lot of people need to decide. If you could do one thing for the rest of your life, what would it be? And it could be something that you think would never, ever, ever in your life make you money. But it can make you money. It can. There's always a way. There's so many people they wanted to be an artist, but maybe they didn't have the right look, or maybe they didn't feel like they were competitive enough, so they decided to go into producing. They were musicians, so they started playing in a band. They were, and then they end up being a studio musician, doing gigs on the side, blah, blah, and the other, I never knew what I wanted to do as a singer. I just knew that I wanted to sing for a living. That's all I knew. So I went to high school, I went to college for music, I went to high school for music, and the whole thing has been like, learn a little bit of everything, hone all of your skills, and then because when the time comes and you pop off doing something, all those other skills will come into play. How many artists do you see who are singers and once they get a name and stuff like that, then they end up being movies, they end up hosting stuff, they end up, getting some of their writings and stuff published, they get their own shows. Same thing with actors. Some actors become famous and then you realize they sing, like Taraji. Like, I don't know, she sang. Even Oprah has a song out. You know what I'm saying? Y'all remember? I saw that clip not too long ago where Whitney was razzing her about it. Oprah said, oh, like, what's your favorite song of all time? And she's like, I do like, I forget the name of the song. And then they played the clip of Oprah singing. You have to be able to go after what you want while doing what you need to do. And that's one thing that I teach and So You Want to Be a Singer is people say don't quit your side job. I always say don't quit your side job. And it's not because you aren't talented. It's not because you don't have what it takes to be a full-time musician. It's just because you need to keep a regular steady income coming in until that income becomes, income from your performing. And even after you do that, if you quit your day job in order to do music full time, you could still sometimes do little jobs on the side, because even as a singer, even though I was doing like musical theater and stuff like that, people would ask us to do like recording work. And yeah, we go into the studio and do a few recordings for people. They pay, and why wouldn't we? I remember it was the first time it happened. It was my very first show that I did in New York City, and I was doing two shows at one time. But one was at Don't Tell Mama, and it was a musical called The Ball by Michael Alasa, and it moved off Broadway it ran for like 2 years, but I didn't move with it. But anyway, people were coming to see the show or whatever. Don't tell mama. So one night, this guy comes backstage, kind of rough looking, kind of hippie looking guy, and he's congratulating everybody. And he's like, "Oh, and this is my first show in New York City, my first paid gig." And I'm like, "Oh yeah." So I'm in the dressing room with somebody who's still a good friend, and I'm like, "Wait, so why people come backstage?" He's like, "Child, you don't know." I was like, "What?" He was like, "That's Can I say his name? Okay. I don't know if I should say his name, but okay, you're gonna know who it is anyway, because he's the writer of Hair. He wrote Hair, the musical. So, Jim, so he liked all of us. So he eventually, I don't know what it was, but he was like, "Oh, get my information and stuff like that." And so he took three of us from the show and had us record demos for Sun, which was a new musical that they were working on trying to get to Broadway. And we got paid. We got paid. And I went away to do a tour, but my friend who did it did more of those demos for the show, and got paid. So, work breeds work. If you are good at what you do and you're networking and you're cool and you're somebody who boom boom gets the work done, people remember. Like I worked with a band that I actually quit the band for my own reasons, but after like 2 years I was done. I was ready to move on. So I quit the band and they didn't want me to quit the band leader was just like, "Oh, just stay another year, blah, blah, blah." And I was like, "Yeah, I'm ready to go." I really made up my mind. But even though I left that band last year, I left the band, I'm thinking 2003. Last year, somebody called me for to do some recording session for a new musical, and it was someone from the band, from that band that I had quit. And then when I asked him, I was like, "Oh, like, why did you decide to call me?" He's like, "Because I was talking to the band leader, and he was like, we were trying to think of people who would be perfect to do this, and like your name just kept coming up. He thought you were great for it. I thought you were great for it, and he was like, so I decided to see if you were available and if you were interested. So you never know. I thought that I had burnt that bridge. Really, I tried not to. Um, and even after I announced that I wasn't going to be, with them the next year, I did like a New Year's Eve gig with him, and he was very much like, "Man, I just wish you were with another year." And I was like, "Yeah, I know." Trying to play coy or whatever, because I was just done with that particular outfit, and I'm like that sometimes. I just when I'm ready to move on, I'm Virgo, so if I'm ready to move on, it's because I have had quite a bit of time thinking about it, weighing the pros and cons, deciding, because a lot of times when you move from one band, you don't know if you're gonna get with another outfit. You don't know if you're gonna get another job. So you have to make that decision. Do I want to stay and get paid, or do I want to, strike it out and see what happens? So I struck it out, and it's worked out fine. But again, I didn't really burn that bridge. I tried to do it as professionally as I could, and he recommended me for something that made me a little money later on. And check it. The character that I was singing for was a white man who's pretty much rapist, not rapist, but racist. And But they wanted me to sing the part because it was in my vocal range. And it turns out, I don't know if I can get, well, ain't nobody really watching anyway. So if one or two or three of y'all know the plot, then when it comes out, if it ever gets fully produced, you'll see the guy who's such a racist, and he's singing about catching all these people who are with mixed blood. He actually has mixed blood. He actually has, black blood in his family, in his history. So, and either he doesn't know it. I don't know the whole like premise of the thing, because they tell me a little bit of background on the character and stuff like that, so that I could build my interpretation for the music. But they didn't give me all the juicy details. Anyway, I have been on here for 38 minutes. Oh Lord, imagine. And I hadn't planned on that, and I ain't even sung nothing. But now I didn't talk so much, I don't really feel like singing. But what I did do is people are doing voiceovers to that song. The guy doing a Luther version of the Muffin Man. So go check my version out. I'm hoping that some people are going to actually lip to it, do little lip syncs to it. Maybe I should ask some of my mutuals in my on my stories and see if, or make like a friends only and see if they'll do it. But you know, you can't. I've done my own dances. Even when my stuff was going viral, my first video was going viral. I was texting my mutuals, you know, and telling them like, you want to jump on this, like make a response video or something like that because it's blowing up and everybody who does it is, you know, getting a nice number of views. I don't think any of them did a response. I don't think any of them did. And I don't know if it's because they didn't want to do it or because they didn't believe that it was, you know, going as viral as it was going. But literally, when it was doing the run up to like 1 million, I started telling them like, you might want to jump on this because everybody who's doing responses and stuff, you know, stitches and duets are getting a good number of views. And it ended up going to 2.5 million. So you can't make people do anything that they don't want to do. Anyway, I'm about to get out of here. Thank you so much for hanging out for a few minutes. Thank you for the likes. I really appreciate it. I think the next time I go on, I might go on tomorrow. I don't know. But when I'm doing my hair, whatever I decide to do to it, whether I decide to corn roll it or braid, I think it might be just time for just some regular old braids. Or twist it, which I don't know if I want to do right now. Whatever I decide to do, I will probably be doing it on live. So because I'm sitting here so long, so I figure it's a good time to get in, you know, some live time. So check back, and I might be. But if I don't mess it up, I'm going to be on my Robert Anton NYC channel, my main page, which is Robert Anton NYC on YouTube. But I'll be here on Itsar Anton on TikTok. All right. Peace be with you. I am out. Take care. Now, how do you